Certainly keeping a close weather eye on the radar tonight, huh, Ben?
Yeah, Alabama really seeing some big storms out there. It's one of these nights, though, where I talk about the whack-a-mole thing, which if you've ever played the game where you kind of hit it and it goes away like that, these tornado things will spin up on that line and they're gone. So it's a real challenge for the folks over in Alabama right now. They'll issue these warnings and then they may not show up on the next scan. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. I want to show you these winds first. You can see 30-something to 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts out there, and that's not thunderstorm stuff. That's just the surge that's been coming in from the south here, just setting the stage. Here's where the actual line is, right through there. So let's get on into it. The radar for us is quiet for right now, but if we just slide over a little bit to Alabama, you can see tornado watches, the big boxes. These are tornado warnings, but again, if you remember that game, these things will pop up for a little bit and then the spin, maybe a couple of scans later of the radar is not there, and then the polygons move around. So you end up with a lot of polygons on there trying to chase these things around because some of them may not stay there very long, and then you'll see one spin up 50 miles away. So you end up in another warning. Now, having said that, they are in a level 4, so this is a much more dangerous environment that they have here. It drops to a 3 and then to a 2. As I mentioned earlier today, it's a little confusing. It looks like it goes to a 1 for us, but that's the end of Wednesday. Then we go to Thursday, and that's the way they draw these things out. So just think that we're in a level 2 as we go through this in the early morning hours. Now, you saw how it looks now, and FUTUREVIEW kind of picking up on that. Notice this really well-defined edge here, this red line, and notice the difference once it starts to cross the state line. This is around 4 or 5 in the morning. This is the plan, and the models have been consistent across the board showing this. Maybe our northwestern counties 4 to 5, and you can see it kind of splintering apart here as we get into 5, 6. So our environment a little bit different, scattering a little bit more, 6 to 7, maybe coming through the Macon, Warner Robins area on and through 8. I'd say probably somewhere between 6 and 8 for the core of our area. Still some rain left over, but notice how this is really starting to tear apart. Having said that, now we're still going to watch this for gusty winds. Doesn't mean we couldn't have a severe thunderstorm warning or maybe a rogue tornado warning that lasts, briefly, something like that. That's kind of the way I have it envisioned. And maybe we get through it with no warnings. But it's not the same environment that they're seeing in Alabama. There's mid-morning to lunchtime, and then it'll start to kind of redevelop some as it goes into the Carolinas tomorrow. It'll set sail. Second half of tomorrow looks great. Good looking Friday. Now this is the tornado potential map, and again the scale. This is the low end, there's the high end, these colors here in the middle, and notice how most of this, definitely Alabama, and more so as you head toward like Mobile Bay. As we go forward through the overnight hours, you can start to see this start to shrivel a little bit. The last couple of model runs I looked at this kind of vanished completely. It still tries on this one to keep a little bit of it, so that just means we have to watch it, and of course we will. All during the morning show. Courtney will be here to walk you through it as this moves on through and gets on out of here. The wind gusts for this, again, everything that we've been seeing now and will see as we go through the overnight hours is non-thunderstorm winds. It's just stuff coming in from the south. So still 30+ mile-an-hour wind gusts are possible, maybe a little bit higher than that with some of these storms as they come across, and then it quiets down. Maybe a little breeze as we get into the afternoon tomorrow. Other than that, that's it. So 60+ for the overnight tomorrow afternoon. We'll see upper 70s, maybe some low 80s. And then as we head into Friday morning, we're back cooler again with maybe some 40s. And then Friday afternoon somewhere in the low 70s. Now, as we head on into the weekend, good stuff. It'll still be cool in the mornings, but daytime highs somewhere in the mid-70s, and then another system moves in around Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So again, probably around 4 or 5 in our western counties, taking a few hours to roll through our area, not where you're standing in one spot, but to get through all of our counties, and then it'll clear out. So hoping for a weakening trend, and that's the plan.